This story came from a retired librarian named Judith. She lives in a quiet town in northern Connecticut and has no reason to lie. No YouTube channel, no book deal, no need for attention. She just wanted someone to know what she found. Judith had worked at the local library for almost 40 years. She started as a clerk, worked her way up, and eventually ran the archives. The library had a modest collection of historical materials, newspapers on microfilm, city directories, some family Bibles, and a back room full of old media. We're talking VHS tapes, film reels, even old Betamax. She was in the middle of digitalizing the collection when she came across a box labeled Centennial Park, July 1982, birthday party. No other markings, no name, no donor tag. Just a plain white box with 2 dusty tapes inside. Curious, she brought one home and hooked up her VCR. Static, then color bars. Then the footage started to roll. The camera was shaky but clear enough. You see a picnic table covered in balloons, adults standing around talking, kids playing near a carousel. Typical early 80s family party, tube socks, metal slides, Kool-Aid stands. Everything looked normal until around the 23-minute mark. The camera pans to a group of kids running through the field. There's a girl in a pink dress, a boy with a toy gun, a toddler chasing bubbles. Then, a flash of movement in the background, just for a second. At the far edge of the park, near the tree line, a figure is standing still. Not playing, not moving, just standing. Zoom in, and you can make out a child, maybe 8 or 9, pale, thin, wearing what looks like older style clothing, like 1950s school clothes. High-waisted pants, a button shirt with a collar. His hands are at his sides, and he's staring directly at the camera. Judith thought maybe it was a glitch, maybe a reflection or a trick of the light. But the more she watched, the more the boy appeared. Not in the center of the party, always at the edges. Sometimes near the trees, other times behind the swing set. Always standing, always staring, never blinking. She watched the footage 5 times, even paused it frame by frame. In one moment, balloons float past the screen, and then, when they clear, the boy is gone. Instantly, like he was never really there. But in the very last shot, as the camera turns back towards the parking lot, he's visible again. Just for a second. Staring. Judith was disturbed. She decided to check the label again. Centennial Park, July 1982, birthday party. No name, but she remembered something. Back in the late 70s, a child had gone missing near that park. She was young at the time, but the case haunted the town for years. Never solved. So she dug into the archives. It took her 3 days. Buried in a microfilm article from August 2nd, 1957, was a story about a boy named Thomas Avery, age 9, vanished while playing in the woods behind Centennial Park. The article included a black and white school photo, and Judith stopped breathing. It was him. Same face, same haircut, same eyes. The boy in the 1982 footage was the same boy who disappeared in 1957. She double-checked the tape, checked the physical film for edits. No splices, no tricks. It was genuine. So she went to the police. She told them everything, even brought the tape. The young officer didn't take it seriously, called it a coincidence. But an older detective in the back overheard. He asked to borrow the tape for a couple of days. And when he came back, he looked pale. Turns out there were 2 other tapes on file at the station. One from 1999, a community 4th of July celebration. Another from 2011, a Cub Scout event at the same park. In the 1999 tape, he's behind a snow cone truck. In 2011, he's reflected in a car mirror as kids run by. Same face, no aging, no change, not a ghost, not translucent, solid, real. They brought in a paranormal researcher, someone local under the radar. She studied the footage, the park history, and the witness reports. Her theory? A residual time slip. Not a spirit in the traditional sense, but a moment in time caught in a loop. Thomas Avery, the boy who vanished in 1957, never moved on. Not because he didn't want to, but because something wouldn't let him. She said places like Centennial Park, with its proximity to running water, iron deposits, and underground granite, can trap energy. A kind of a spiritual feedback loop. Time doesn't pass normally in places like that. For some, it doesn't pass at all. So Thomas appears again and again, not haunting anyone, but just repeating. A boy frozen in the moment he was lost. Judith tried to forget. She really did. She boxed the tape up, labeled it clearly, and placed it in a locked cabinet in the back of the library. She hoped no one would ever find it. But every so often, when she's walking the aisles alone at closing time, she claims to hear laughter, faint, distant, like kids playing outside, even in winter. And once, just once, she swears she heard a voice whisper, "I'm still here." Some spirits don't rattle chains. They don't move chairs or break dishes. They just linger, quietly, replaying the same scene over and over again. Not haunting you, but reminding you they never made it home. And sometimes, all it takes to find them is pressing play.